Hey folks, do you think a multi-billionaire will lose everything in one weekend? Most people would probably think it's impossible, but Sam Bankman-Fried, CEO of FTX, the second largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world, did it. Forbes and Fortune featured him as the golden boy. Forbes estimated his wealth at $26 billion. Together with NBA star Steph Curry, he watched the Super Bowl. He dined with the Cellier, although huge names like BlackRock and SoftBank, as well as celebrities like Jeff Bezos and Leonardo DiCaprio, invested in his plan. The truth was hidden beneath the facade. Sam's empire was actually a group of 10 crypto kids operating a criminal business out of the Bahamas who were romantically linked. Because of FTX's demise, more than 100 connected companies also failed, wiping out millions of dollars in savings. This tale has odd but very genuine political overtones. With Theranos-style intensity and a collapse as swift as Lehman Brothers, FTX's implosion, along with the Ukraine war and Enron, is a dramatic story. The protagonist of this story is a young man named Sam Bankman-Fried, who has moppy hair and an innocent demeanor. He was born in 1992 in California to a family with political and intellectual connections. Barbara, his mother, is a lawyer who has served as a founding member of several Democratic fundraising groups. Joseph, Sam's father, was a law professor who subsequently assisted Sam in raising money for his business. Sam would earn his MIT degree in 2014 and start working at the trading company Jane Street Capital in New York. There, he came to the realization that trading cryptocurrencies may bring in unimaginable sums of money. He found a hole that allowed him to purchase Bitcoin for less money in America and sell it for more money in Japan. In 2017, he occasionally traded up to 25 million every day, using the proceeds to find Alameda Research, his own business. Sam's MIT college pals and former coworkers made up the majority of Alameda Research, a company that would subsequently play a significant role in the collapse. According to Sam, effective altruism is trying to figure out what practical things you can do with your life to have as much of a beneficial impact as you can on the world. He would affect the world, but it wouldn't be for the better. Sam would market himself as the savvy millionaire, opting to drive a regular Toyota rather than a conventional Lamborghini, maybe to look more trustworthy as he grew wealthy. But in fact, he would possess a 30 million estate in the Bahamas. But many social media influencers would subsequently adopt Sam's modest brand image, and many of them pushed his businesses. Okay, I identified the world's most generous billionaire, who you can see sitting next to me. My name is Sam, and I am a trader on Jane Street. Sam would meet a few people, Caroline Ellison being one of them. She and Sam began dating in 2017. Sam's suggestion that Caroline work at his new firm, Alameda Research, helped Caroline decide on a career path that she had been considering. Caroline had no intention of entering the trading world, but she reasoned that she may as well try. And with that, someone with little to no expertise would soon be on her way to becoming the CEO of what would grow to be a multi-billion-dollar enterprise. The company was reportedly controlled by a group of young people in the Bahamas, and many of the employees were old colleagues of Sam's from the trading company Jane Street, as well as those from MIT, according to the Fortune Alameda Research statement. Sam's inner circle consisted of 10 housemates who partied together and had romantic relationships with one another. Among them was the novice CEO Caroline, who on her Tumblr and Twitter would openly promote amphetamine stimulants. According to Caroline, there should be a hierarchy in polyamorous relationships. Everyone should be aware of their place within it, and the upper levels should engage in nasty power battles. Despite problems behind the scenes, I have nothing to say. Sam will launch FTX, his next significant undertaking, in 2019. A cryptocurrency derivatives exchange was called FTX. For those who are unfamiliar, an exchange is essentially a location where users may pay a fee to store and trade various cryptocurrencies and tokens. Naturally, the company would also provide discounts to customers who kept their money in a token known as FTT. The token that detonated this entire mass was the FTT token, which FTX produced. But we'll get to that soon. High-level management was kept in the dark about what the gang of young misfits was truly doing. According to a former FTX worker, the group was described as sort of a small clique of just a bunch of degenerate youngsters at the end of the day, according to Forbes. So what action did Alameda Research take? In essence, they were a kind of cryptocurrency hedge fund. They conducted transactions, linked buyers and sellers, and purportedly returned the money to investors. To draw interest, a purported 2019 promotional paper raises some questions. Alameda offers a risk-free 15% yearly fixed-rate return guarantee. Customer deposits would be used by the company as loans for trade. Later, FTX customers would donate $10 billion to Alameda Research. Naturally, Sam also controlled FTX, and just as the transfer of $10 billion in client money to Alameda was illegal in traditional finance, so was gambling and investing with customers' money without their knowledge. Now, the Wall Street Journal and Reuters both claim that Alameda is receiving billions of dollars in funding. Thus, through their trading company, billions of dollars of FTX client money are being traded on Alameda, which is very worrying. You see, Brian, you can't take consumer money without their permission. And what's even worse about it is that it's blatantly against FTX's own rules. In a co-working complex in the Bahamas, FTX and Alameda offices are next to one another. What do we know about the transfer of client money from here to there, which is flagrantly against the law? Oh, sure, on Wall Street, it wouldn't happen. That clearly violates the law. Ah, but this isn't Wall Street. In the Bahamas, we are. Even worse, Caroline said some uninspiring things in interviews, which only made the situation worse. Yes, I could accomplish that without having a math degree. I don't do much math. I utilize math from elementary school a lot. Stop losses are something we don't often have. Those aren't necessarily effective risk management tools, in my opinion. I'm attempting to recall a deal in which I lost a significant amount of money. I don't know, and I probably don't want to get too far into the details of that. Sam claimed that he founded FTX because he saw that the majority of previous cryptocurrency platforms could only support novice retail investors. In contrast, FTX would provide more sophisticated financial services like features and options trading for cryptocurrency or tokenized stocks that mimic the value of legitimate businesses like Tesla. Because Sam was able to get $2 billion from several hedge funds and investment banks, including BlackRock, people either appreciate the concept or have faith in him. I'm not sure how he achieved it, but it seems like smart people considered him to be a genius. While on a teleconference to negotiate a $210 million investment, Sam was playing the video game League of Legends. I met this founder in a chat box during the conference after hearing this comment that someone from the firm typed. Sequoia handed Sam the $210 million. They were completely unaware that they would never see this money again. Current and former FTX and Alameda workers, according to CoinDesk, alleged that the business's operations were rife with conflicts of interest, nepotism, and a lack of monitoring. I will quote, "If they shift the cash about or enter their own numbers, Gary Neshard and Sam have control over the coding for the matching engine of the exchange. Whoever would notice, I'm not sure." Sam's former roommate, Claire, Nashard's girlfriend, was hired and elevated to director of HR right away. This implied that anyone who disagreed with Sam might be fired, which she frequently did. Sam, according to several workers, was the ringleader. Sam aspired to make riskier choices than most people. I would advise everyone to go out there and look at the top 30 or so cryptocurrencies by market size, because Sam ran everything, and we trusted and believed him. But even so, cryptocurrency was soaring like there was no tomorrow, and business was booming for Sam. Why is that? I'm starting with FTX to get into crypto. According to a study from July 2021, FTX's 1 million customers averaged a daily trading volume of $10 billion. By this time, FTX had a stadium at UC Berkeley named in their honor, a sponsorship deal with the Golden State Warriors, and the Mercedes F1 team. Even an NBA arena in Miami bears their name. As it evolved and became a household brand, FTX was active in every aspect of the cryptocurrency industry. Stars like Tom Brady, Stephen Curry, Naomi Osaka, and Larry David were included in promotional material, and according to NBC, these celebrities earned shares in Sam's business in exchange. Tom Brady reportedly invested his $650 million wealth in FTX, according to reports. It's important to note that throughout this period, FTX only had Sam, another employee, and a lawyer serving on its board of directors. As a partner of the World Economic Forum, FTX even became engaged in geopolitics. They also developed the infrastructure for supplying money to Ukraine, effectively transforming Bitcoin donations into fiat money for deposit at the National Bank of Ukraine. Sam was enmeshed in politics at the time, and would soon be worth $26 billion. There is a secret twist to the narrative, though, as he gave $50 million to politicians ahead of the 2022 midterm elections, and $5 million to Joe Biden in only 2020. A lesser-known FTX participant named Ryan Salami gave $23 million to Republican candidates in order to give FTX a political clout. As inflation started to increase, the Federal Reserve of the United States increased interest rates. Higher rates imply more costly loans and a more cautious economy. As a result, riskier assets, such as cryptocurrencies, fell. Sam took on the role of saving crypto companies when they started to crash and burn. This allowed him to purchase the cryptocurrency they were holding at record low prices without running the danger of losing money, as Alameda Research had plenty of cash on hand. Additionally, everyone believed in the background that Sam and his buddies at Alameda were suffering significant losses due to poor trading, and that these bailouts were in the meantime. Prices and lenders for cryptocurrencies are falling. Fried, the founder and CEO of the cryptocurrency exchange FTX, has emerged as a vital player who can help calm the booming ecosystem. A $500 million loan from Fried's firm was made up of cryptocurrency and cash. Legal experts informed me that Voyager only used around $75 million of that sum, and it is doubtful that Alameda would recover that equity and credit line. That money may be lost in Voyager's reorganization, which aims to support the company. Alameda Sam claimed that all the FTX customer money was being moved around internally, when in fact, he had covertly transferred at least $4 billion in public. Heads up on rotating a few non-circulating FTX wallets today. We often carry out this. May have a couple more on the way. Will not have any impact. They had good cause to be suspicious of those following these wallets. A crucial point to note is that these funds given to Alameda weren't in dollars, but rather in $4 billion worth of FTX-owned tokens, FTT, and herein lies one of the biggest problems with Sam's crypto. The 27-year-old CEO just admitted to possibly criminal activity and could now face a lengthy jail sentence. The Empire FTT was invented by Sam and his buddies as a fake token. Here is the issue. Imagine you had a fantastic concept and were looking for a way to raise money. Sam can declare, here are $5 million. But they are not dollars. They are FTT tokens. Truthfully, he was making purchases with imaginary funds. It's noteworthy to notice that the bulk of net equity in the Alameda firm is FTX's own, centrally managed, and created out of thin air, says Corey Clipston, CEO of the investing platform Swan Bitcoin. Sam's worst nightmares came true on November 2nd, when a CoinDesk investigation revealed a highly worrisome balance sheet that purportedly revealed a large portion of Alameda's $14.6 billion in assets were invested in FTX, the coin Sam, and his buddies created. In essence, Sam made a coin, gave it the false name Valley, and used it as security for loans to fund his schemes. 6 months after the debut of FTX, Salmon observes Ed and CZ started dating after CZ paid $100 million for 20% of the exchange. Sam would eventually sell the stock back to Binance for $2 billion, some of which came from FTX's own coin, FTT. Sam had been pushing for the establishment of a decentralized financial system, or a licensing system, akin to a brokerage behind CZ's back. The SEC was allegedly prepared to grant FTX a, quote, no-action relief, which says, "We know you're breaching the regulations, but we'll look the other way if these stories are accurate." Caroline's father was the former boss of the SEC's head. On November 6th, CZ officially announced that Binance would sell the $2 billion worth of FTT that they acquired through their initial FTX holding. Since FTX wasn't a widely traded company, dumping everything on the open market at once would have disastrous effects. As a result, FTX CEO Sam Bankman turned to Twitter this morning to clarify. He said that a rival is attempting to damage the business with rumors. He asserts that FTX's fine assets performed brilliantly throughout the weekend speculation in the same tweet. Elevator Research's financial sheet is loaded with FTX's native token, according to a CoinDesk story. Binance CEO Cz joined the conversation by announcing that he would be selling the exchange's FTT tokens on its books, and there was some back and forth with Alameda CEO Adam. "You will be the subject of my opening remarks because I was away for a week, and what a story to return to. Maybe you could explain everything to us." The tweet rocked the cryptocurrency community, and funds started to leave FTX. Sam, who is probably in a panic, wrote in an urgent internal communication that the company had witnessed a giant withdrawal surge as consumers hurried to withdraw $6 billion in crypto tokens from FTX in only 72 hours. Over the following 2 days, the FTT token price fell by 80%, causing FTX's reserves to decrease. Only 10 of these withdrawals were covered to prevent a further sell-off since FX lacked the resources to pay out all of them due to its $9 billion in liabilities and $900 million in liquid assets. Binance was presented with a contract by Caroline of Alameda in which Alameda would purchase all of the FTTs that Binance was selling on the open market, but CZ declined. In response, the CEO of Binance said that the company won't assist those who push against other industry participants behind their backs. Sam begged CZ for assistance, and an agreement was made for Binance to purchase FTX. As a result, things had to be extremely dire while the transaction was being marketed as a strategic acquisition for Sam to go from saying that his assets are completely fined to doing a complete 180 and selling his company in a single day. Activating its PR apparatus, CZ said that FTX was in peril. "We purchased them to preserve them." Although he may have stated so, he was well aware that selling off all of this FTX would completely demolish Sam's empire, and that purchasing all of his assets at a substantial discount would be a great opportunity to consolidate control. The U.S. Justice Department is looking into charges including money laundering and other breaches of criminal sanctions. Since 2018, Binance has reportedly assisted Iranian businesses in trading $8 billion despite U.S. sanctions. This first looked to be one of the most ruthless business decisions in recent memory because Binance could eliminate and purchase its primary rival. 2 days later, however, Binance made another revelation that would shake the cryptocurrency community once more. They were dropping the arrangement and were not going to support FTX. The U.S. Justice Department started looking into the $10 billion in customer FTX funds that were given as loans to Alameda, leaving the company with no liquidity and no backup plan. Executives were kept in the dark about the true state of affairs. The kids in the Bahamas were playing with risk and losing big without telling anyone. Withdrawals were halted by FTX. On November 11, rumors of insolvency abounded on Twitter. Sam announced his resignation and the bankruptcy filings of FTX and Alameda through Twitter. Markets for cryptocurrencies crashed as a result of this news. There was no nook of the market unexplored. The 15 biggest cryptocurrencies in the world lost more than $150 billion in market value in only 3 days. The cryptocurrency exchange platform is to blame. Alameda Research, Sam Bankman-Fried's trading house, FTX Trading, the FTX US business, and 130 more entities are also included. He expressed regret and accepted full responsibility. Cryptocurrency worth more than $500 million was stolen, and online blockchain investigators are now keeping a careful eye on things. The hacker has thus far focused on Ethereum, making them one of the biggest holders globally. Capital of Okoya. I suppose the next time they have an investment call with a man playing League of Legends, they may think twice. One of the largest FTX supporters just declared that their share was practically worthless and was written off their books. Half of Goliath's Cash's capital was still, quote, trapped on FTX at the time of the implosion, a hedge fund whose founder is credited for predicting Luna's demise. BlackFire has to halt withdrawals and is currently declaring bankruptcy. Innocent people who have nothing to do with cryptocurrency might potentially suffer a decrease in their retirement because a Canadian teacher's pension fund bought over $100 million into FTX. According to FTX's bankruptcy papers, there are 134 affiliate firms worldwide with liabilities that might reach $50 billion. The White House will make a statement about the matter and urge for more regulation. Sam lost all of his fortunes, per reports, and now has a negative net worth due to the fact that he owns more debt than equity in all of his businesses and assets. Who knows how big the what damages would be if the Department of Justice was involved in the case. Sam is presently being watched by authorities in the Bahamas. Sam tweeted on November 16 that he would meet with regulators to try and reimburse customers. The tweet's remarks were essential. Basically, what are you doing? You ought to be locked up. According to Bloomberg, U.S. and Bahamian officials are negotiating to extradite Sam to the U.S. for interrogation. Sam merely replied with 3 question marks and stated that there was a lot of danger and uncertainty in the crypto market right now. Finding out which businesses were at risk of being connected to FTX will take some time. Many businesses appeared to have connections to FTX in some form. We'll simply have to wait and watch what transpires in the market and what arrests are made for the time being. Is there going to be regulation now? What became of the lost money? Simply put, we don't know yet. It's a crazy tale that is continuously developing. The fact that FTX created a blue FTT token is known to you. You know, if you trade your own token on your own exchange using wash trading and leverage, you can park the price at any amount you want. For example, if you want to make $100 million, you could wash trade with yourself to raise the price by $3, and then look for a bank that will loan you money in exchange for collateral. Naturally, no sane person should lend money against an FTX coin. If you're an investor, only invest what you can afford to lose. This tale also demonstrates how even the brightest professionals lose their senses when faced with the possibility of winning millions in a bull market with cheap money. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.